Hey, good morning, everybody. Ted Haggart here, St. James Church, Colorado Springs. Hey, I want to thank all of you for Pastor Appreciation Week. Family at St. James had some timeshares in Florida, and so my wife and I came down here to do some final work on Gail's book, and of course I'm out reading my Bible and praying here on the beach this morning. And I was thinking, 2 nights ago we watched the debates, and one of the things that was so interesting to me was that I think is underdeveloped is the whole idea of pro-life. We're not talking enough about babies within the womb of their mother and what we as a government are doing to protect them. And I think that's an important part of this election. There are 4 things that every one of us need to understand. Number 1, a fetus is not part of an intrinsic part of the woman's body. A fetus is a baby. A fetus has a different DNA than every other organ in the mother's body. So for her to say it's just part of her body is not true, because you could test every organ, even a growth in her body, and it would have her same DNA, except a fetus. A fetus has a separate DNA. Of course, it's a combination DNA of the father and the mother. The second thing is a fetus has a different blood type. Every other organ in the woman's body, even if it's a growth or a tumor or a cancer, would have her same blood type. A fetus does not, because the fetus is a different human being. It's a growing baby. The third thing is the fetus has its own brain, its own responses. It's able to make movements totally independent of the mother. And so every mother feels the baby kick eventually and things like that, and that's because the fetus is a separate baby. It's a separate person. The fourth thing is a fetus has its own heartbeat, and that is very, very important for every one of us to understand. So since it has those 4 elements, you just move it a few inches and it has its own viability after a certain point. If the mother calls it a baby, we'll spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to help save that baby's life. If the mother calls it a fetus and decides she doesn't want it, then it can be terminated. I just think that's a big deal. Then we have the social arguments of, well, how does that impact, do we want unwanted children? Well, laws have teaching effects. We've had more child abuse since Roe v. Wade. We've had more more breakdown of families since Roe v. Wade. When we send the message that children don't count and they're optional, then it's a major problem. I want you to consider this as you think about God creating all of us, God doing a wonderful work in all of us. Please consider these facts as you're voting this November. Thank you. Bye-bye.